Thanks, Don. Now I'd like to invite Jim Wight, who is the son of Alf Wight, aka James Herriot, to say a few words, and then Jim will invite his sister, Rosie Page, to do the actual unveiling, and then we'll do some photographs at the end after I've bored you to tears for 10 minutes. Okay? Where's Jim? The floor is yours.
Before I say anything, ladies and gentlemen, just a very quick little aside. As Don was talking about castrating in a field in the village of Sowerby, my father, James Herriot, had some wonderful sayings in his time, and I remember after a particularly traumatic episode, removing the testicles from an extremely large and vicious horse, he said to me at the end of it, of this fiasco, he said, "You know, Jim, it's a very straightforward job, removing the testicles from a horse. The real skill lies in persuading the horse to part with them." And I thought that was so true. This is a man speaking from years of experience. Speaking for the family of James Herriot, I find it impossible to put into words the pleasure that we have in being present at this occasion, whereby a train is being named after our father, Alfred Wight. As James Herriot, he sold tens of millions of books, and his name, the Herriot name, has become synonymous with veterinary work, with the Yorkshire Dales, and with Yorkshire. But I think it's very relevant today to mention that very, very few of his tens of millions of fans realise his connections with Sunderland. And the connections were extremely strong. He was born in Sunderland in 1916. His parents were from Sunderland, although he was brought up in Glasgow and had a Glasgow accent. People used to think he was a Scotsman, but he wasn't, he was an Englishman. Born in Sunderland, of Sunderland parents. All his relatives were from Sunderland. His first job as a veterinary surgeon in 1940 was in Sunderland with a veterinary surgeon called J.J. McDowell, who didn't like my name, my father's name of Alfred, so he called my father Fred. He said, "I won't use the front half of your name, I'll use the back half." And that was Mr. Jock McDowell. So that was his first job, was in Sunderland. But above all, of course, he was from his boyhood days, he was an enormous fan of Sunderland Football Club. It was a very proud day for him when he was actually made Honorary Life President in 1991 of Sunderland Football Club. I think the priorities in my father's life were firstly his family. He was a very, very strong family man and a great father to Rosie and I. But coming a close second were the fortunes of his football team, and a very poor third were the fortunes of his book sales. He certainly got his priorities right. He was a tremendous fan. I remember when he went in 1973 to the United States of America to promote his books. He had to, because he was an overnight sensation there, and he sold tens of millions within months in the States. He became a household word. And he was in a hotel in Chicago, and he said to the porter, because what he'd done, he ran home to find out how his team were doing. It was the year of 1973 when Sunderland won the cup, and they'd just been to Manchester City and got a 2-2 draw. And he said to the porter said, "What can I do for you, sir?" And he said, "Hey, I've just had some news from home. Do you know my football team has drawn 2 each with Manchester City at Main Road?" And the big black guy said, "Hey, that's great, man. Can you beat that?" So there we are. He always wanted to trumpet the fortunes of his football team, even away over in the United States. The last time my father was on a train, he came from York to King's Cross in 1992 to watch Sunderland play in the cup final against Liverpool. He set up a great day for us all. He organised everything to a T. The only problem was that we got absolutely stuffed by Liverpool in the final, which didn't spoil the whole day because we still had a good day. But I can see him now on the other side of that platform in 1992 because he got crates of champagne and other types of ale to be drunk on the train on the way home. And the police came up to him and said, "I'm terribly sorry, sir, alcohol is not allowed on the train." So you've got 40 minutes to drink the lot before the train sets up. Anyway, we managed. And we were ably supported by many Sunderland fans. And I've got a great picture of my dad sitting on the platform with these Sunderland fans all helping him drink all this beer and champagne. He always said to me that two things that people, when he was a boy, is that two things people are interested in Sunderland, that's beer and football. And that picture showed it all. When we're asked whether it was okay and did we approve of the Grand Central train being named after our father, we immediately said yes, we most certainly do approve. And I think if he's up there looking down now, he would certainly approve as well. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He had a lot of honours in his life, including things like the OBE given at Buckingham Palace, but I think an occasion like this he would have absolutely relished. On behalf of James Herriot's family, I wish to convey our thanks and appreciation to Grand Central Trains and to the Yorkshire Country Group, the Herriot Country Group, for coming up with a great idea and giving us this opportunity to share in this occasion. Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite my sister Rosie to officially name the plane. Thank you.